Harina en el ambiente porque voy a hacer unos riquísimos canelones.
Lo más importante, panqueques con 2 huevos, una taza de harina común y una de leche fresca, un poquito de manteca derretida en el microondas. Aquí está, perfecto, y con un batidor. Solo una vez una pizca de manteca en la panquequera y adentro. Malísimo. No tanto. Momento del relleno con cebollita cortada bien chiquitita, latas de choclo y manteca. A la sartén con un poquito de aceite para que no se queme. Ahí va la cebolla. Una vez dorada, le agregamos una cucharada de harina y cocinamos. Y ahí le mandamos una taza de leche. E integramos y que venga el choclo. Entero, cremoso, el que tengas. Un toque de sal y la estrella principal. Pimentero fachero. A ver. Salsa blanca con 50 gramos de manteca. 2 cucharadas de harina común y 2 tazas de leche. Y vas a mezclar bien para que no queden grumos. Bien. Toque de sal, nuez moscada y el pimentero fachero toma 2. Trácate. Mira esa bechamel. Armemos panqueque, relleno. Si tenés quesito y sucundún, fuente en aceitada y adentro. Cubrimos con la salsa. Si hay quesito, bienvenido. Y derecho y sin escalas al horno. Y a ver, déjame pensar y
Yo, I know y'all stuck at home in quarantine, but I'm gonna show you how to make a bunch of different things using only one leftover protein, using household staples like tortillas, cup of noodle, bread. And I'm gonna use tri-tip because we just had tri-tip and a bunch of leftover. You could use turkey, chicken, whatever, all be fine. Cut it up, bread over there, olive oil in the pan, not olive oil. Heat up the chicken or turkey, tri-tip, whatever you have. Bread, butter, heat that up, toast that up. Mayonnaise, barbecue sauce. I had some lettuce. Literally anything you have, just use it. Tri-tip on there. You got a sandwich, boom. And you know, we got a cup of noodle. This one got real shrimp in it. That's real shrimp. Don't say less. Slice up your meat, heat it up. Add the noodles from the cup of noodle. Some soy sauce, some sugar. But my sugar was broken, so add the hoisin or oyster sauce. A little green onion. You got a little stir fry. Slice up thinly. Again, over to the pan. A lot of oil for the tacos this time because you got to heat up the tortillas. Heat that up. Tortillas. Take a few minutes. The tri-tip, man. I had some sauce in the fridge. Use it. Or you could use some Taco Bell packets and you got 3 meals. Easy. Yes,
Ice latte. Do me a favor and use some good coffee, all right? Go with an Ethiopian. Beans, 17 grams exactly.
Give me one of these.
On. Beans. Grind. Tap, tap. Tamp with 30 pounds of pressure. Polish.
Lock it. Double shot.
And extract.
Cold milk. Add your ice cube. Ugly ones because I didn't freeze any.
Ay, qué rico, mami, cómo se marca el bikini. Tú me vuelves loco con tu pinta de Miami. Cómo se te nota el booty en esa falda mini.
Alright, so first thing we gotta do is start with the pancake mix. This is gonna be the batter that we're using for the deep fried Oreos. And I got some add water ones, but I also got a recipe if you don't got it, if you just got some flour. Go ahead, do whatever the measurements say. But bitches lied. I had to keep adding a little bit more water to get the pancake consistency. See, boy. I'm heating up. We're gonna go over to the oil, get a little bit of oil, canola, vegetable, whatever fine oil you got. $3.75, check with the chopstick. And we got some normal ass Oreos here, bruh. No double stuff, not no confetti. We just got the good shit. Nice even amount of 5 straight into the batter. Flip them, coat, nice on each side. Go to the oil, shake any of the excessiveness off, and fry for 1 minute each side. Go there, brown, check it. I'm heating up. Start with some ice cream or some milk. I'm heating up. Yes, sir. Taco Bell's Mexican pizza. So as you can see, the grocery store was not lacking on the ground beef, so just Corona friendly. Dice up aroma tomato. I almost said onion, but ground beef into a bowl, mix season with some Mexican seasoning, and then over to a preheated pan, pot, wok, whatever, medium high, goes in there, and just keep chopping that up. Now you're gonna need a can of refried beans for this, and I didn't open it correctly, as you can see, and I poked the shit out of my finger. After about 10-15 minutes, the ground beef should be done, beans warmed up. Now I'm gonna start building. Start with a tostada, a layer of that refried beans, and a layer of the ground beef. Now, you should always stay stocked on the sauces from Taco Bell because they're free. Just grab a whole bunch. Boot gang. So go ahead. I like hot. My dad likes fire. You already know. Second tostada. On goes the pizza sauce with just a bunch of the Taco Bell sauce. The cheddar and mozzarella into the broiler a few minutes. Act like you don't eat that cheese too. I ate that thing. Tomatoes on. Chop, chop. And you got it. Yes, sir.
I need to know, could you be the one to call when I lose control?
I need your love. I need your love.
Un pancito, otro pancito, sándwichito, sí.
Una nueva historia que comienza rompiendo los huevos. Un poquito de sal. ¡Ja! No necesita presentación. ¡Que no! ¡El pimentero fachero! Un toque de mostaza. Y rallemos queso que lo guardaremos para después. Ahora tenedor amigo y vamos a mezclar todo muy bien. En una plancha un poquito de aceite bien desparramado y... ¡Guau! En cámara lenta se ve tan lindo. Arriba de preparado, 2 rebanadas de pan. Ya se ve emocionante, pero dejalo un momento y acomodando los bordes de repente... ¡Charan, chan, charan, chan! ¡Emocionante! Todo bien acomodado y si querés le pones jamón. Lo que sí le pones es queso. Ese que habíamos rallado. Y ahora con espátula, sandwichazo. Al rincón, porque ahora, quesito. Un poquito desparramado y arriba con amor, el sandwichardi. Básicamente le estamos haciendo una costra de queso crocante arriba. ¡Mira! La medí esa fuente, pero está muy caliente. Shh, no digas nada. Simplemente... ¡Oh! Bueno, muy bien. Ahora, adentro. Y... ¡sí!
Instead of buying caramel, no, we make homemade soft caramels. 1 cup brown sugar, half a cup white sugar, half a cup light corn syrup. Bring it to a boil. 1 cup of heavy cream and 1 stick of butter. Mix until fully combined. 1/4 teaspoon salt, half a teaspoon vanilla extract. Cook until the candy thermometer reaches 240 degrees or the softball stage. To double check if it's ready, take a spoonful of the caramel and place it into a bowl of ice water. Once it's cool, take it out of the water and play with it with your fingers. If it holds its shape and is not too runny, that means you've cooked it correctly and it's time to pour it in the pan. Ready to grab a 9x9 baking pan that is lined with parchment paper and grease. Let's pour in the caramel. Get it all in there. Top with some flaky salt action. After about an hour in the fridge, pop it out. Cut it into 1/2 inch long strip. Cut it into 1.5 inch long pieces. Look at how many beautiful caramels it makes. Roll it up and twist the ends to make a little package. Look at that. All right, let's give it a try. Oh my god. It is so chewy, so sweet, so flavorful. You guys got to make this recipe. Click that plus button for more recipes.
Ham and cheese sandwich. You need bread. 2 slices. Fancy mustard. Mustard on both sides. Monterey Jack cheese. Cheddar. A piece of Moonster. Pickles. Ham. On top. Softened butter. Both sides. Into a pan. On the stove. Medium heat. Flip. The crispy. Toast the other side. Brother. Oh yeah. Ham and cheese, baby. Whoo, shit.
So we're gonna try to make this crazy breakfast sandwich we saw on TikTok the other day. Scramble 3 eggs. Dump the eggs into the pan. Dip it and then flip it to the side. Do the same for the second one. Cook it on medium heat until the top hardens up. And then you flip it over. Hey! Then you add cheese. Add some bacon on there. Load it up. Flip the sides over. Just like that. And then make it into a sandwich. Success. Ta-da!
Be very careful making this chicken schnitzel for people. It's gonna get requested a lot. Now let's go! Start by lightly pounding out your chicken breasts on both sides until it looks something like this. If it's the same thickness, it cooks evenly. Here's the recipe for the flour dredge, but be careful because it's enough for like 15 chicken breasts. Whole egg plus a teaspoon of soy sauce. I love sneaking soy sauce into Western food. 1.5 cups panko breadcrumbs and 8 sprigs stripped thyme. Flour it well and tap off the excess. Same deal with the egg. Now into the panko. With the panko, dip it, flip it, put it on top and press. Medium heat pan, olive oil. Let's go, 3 minutes each side. Did you hear the time? Flip, oh yeah. Immediately season with malt and salt. Okay, fine, we'll do rosemary salt on one. Rest 2.5 minutes. Slice on a bias, squeeze of lemon, and that's how you make a chicken schnitzel.
En mi TikTok anterior me preguntaron que cuál era la receta que utilizaba para preparar estos deliciosos hotcakes, así que aquí está. Necesitamos una taza de harina, media de leche, un huevo, mantequilla y vainilla. Vaciamos cada uno de los ingredientes dentro de la licuadora con mucho cuidado para que no hagan un desastre como el que yo estoy haciendo. Licuamos muy bien todos los ingredientes hasta que nos quede una mezcla parecida a esta. Después en un sartén ponemos mantequilla, quitamos el exceso y vaciamos un poco de esta mezcla que acabamos de hacer. Esperamos un momento a que salgan muchas burbujitas y listo, nuestro hotcake ya está listo, le damos la vuelta y nos debe quedar algo así. Después solo decoramos con un poco de Nutella, le ponemos platanito para que sea más rico y listo, tenemos nuestro hotcake delicioso y lo podemos servir así.
Chicken quesadilla. You already know, start with chicken thighs, pat them dry, cut them into inch thick pieces and season with taco seasoning and a little bit of olive oil. Then shred up some Monterey Jack cheese and some cheddar cheese. Bring a pan up to heat, add in the chicken. You're going to cook those for about 5 to 8 minutes. Take it off the heat when it's done. Get a nice big 12-inch flour tortilla and put the cheese mix on, sour cream, and some salsa. You could use homemade salsa, but this can of salsa was only $2, so that's what we're running with. Put the chicken on, fold the top, bottom, and then the sides. And then into a pan, a different pan. Use a clean pan, not what I did. Put some butter in, let that melt, and then put the quesadilla on. We're going to do like 3 to 4 minutes each side until golden brown. On both sides. Cut it in half, and you got a chicken quesadilla. Yes, sir!
You're a bad thing. I know I fucked up. I'm just a loser. Shouldn't be with ya. Guess I'm a quitter while you're out there drinking. I'm just a thinking about where I should have been. I've been lonely.
Okay, let's make some roasted potatoes. And let me tell you something. There's a trick in this video that's going to change the way you make roasted potatoes for the rest of your life. Let's go! Start by washing and peeling. Cut them how you want. Just make sure that they are all the same size. Russet potatoes. Bring some water to a boil and add a 1/4 cup of kosher salt. A teaspoon of baking soda. That's the trick, and we'll talk about it a little more later. Your potatoes for 20-25 minutes or until almost fork tender. Put a roasting tray in the bottom of a 400-degree oven fan on. Strain. Oh my god, I need to do the dishes. Into a bowl with some olive oil. Rosemary salt. Oh yeah, who watches this channel? Just begin to toss. So the baking soda breaks down the edge of the potato, which results in the best crunch possible. That's the trick. See the textures? On the burner, olive oil in. Potatoes in. Back in the oven there and toss them while they roast. Truffle salt. Pepper. That's how you roast a potato.
So this is going to be a way to make the PB&J 10 times better. So I'm going to make one the normal way just for a reference to show you what happens and why it's worse. And I'm just going to go ahead and give that a little blankie and let that go to sleep for a little bit. Now for the good one, the technique is to put a nice layer on each side of the bread so that the jelly doesn't get soaked in. That's what you want. You want to pocket the jelly. You don't want it to get soaked into the bread like the normal one. Just think about the Uncrustables, how they way better. It's because this is how they made it. They got peanut butter on both sides and there's a pocket of jelly in there. But after you make that, after you leave a little layer on the outside, you're going to top it carefully with the top button and press around the outside so that you keep it contained in there, all that jelly. Put some butter into the pan. You could put it on the bread, but it's easier to do it straight on the pan, like a minute, so golden brown on each side. I'm heating up. Just go ahead and take it out and do a little wave check, spill check. You see you got no spillage in there. We straight. Now we're going to look at the normal one. That one's all soggy, but this one ain't. Yes.
The way people are cooking chicken breast sucks. 2 bone-in, skin-on chicken boobies, 10-inch skillet, half a bunch of parsley, in, head of garlic, cut in half, like that, in, 1 lemon, slice, spread that out, extra virgin olive oil, chicken in, them brothers dry, olive oil, a nice little rub down, salt, a lot of salt, pepper, obviously both sides, into the oven for 25 Fahrenheit, 20 to 30 minutes, or until it looks like this. Internal temp 165. Quit B.
None of that dry shit.
And she juicy.
We got some Mozzie sticks and an easy marinara sauce to go with it, of course. Okay, so for the marinara, whole onion, dice it up, over to the pot, olive oil, made like 2 tablespoons, onions in, cook that for like a few minutes, season with salt, and then few cloves of garlic, mince, add it into there, cook that down for like 5 minutes, add a whole can of crushed tomatoes, let that simmer away. Strip naked your cheese sticks, and you're gonna wanna get dredged egg wash and then panko breadcrumbs, and make sure the egg wash is whisked, whiskey, and then make sure the panko is nice and fine. Squeeze it with your hand and put it into the blender or whatever, and then goes flour, egg wash straight into the panko, and go ahead and pack that in there real good. You want it nice and packed. I did doubles for a few of them, but I was running out of egg. I only had 1 egg left, so I only did doubles for a few. Double singles still gonna be fine. Bring the oil up to heat on the pan once it is bubbly. Gucci gang right in the chopstick, 1 minute each side, flip it over. Mozzie sticks, they're ready once it's busting out like that. And then at this point, marinara sauce should be ready. Go over there, you got Mozzie sticks. Yes, sir. So we got a shrimp tostada here, and we're going to be making a salsa to go with it, of course, and a pico to be exact. We're going to dice up 7 Roma tomatoes, half a red onion, and 2 jalapenos. And the crucial part of this is having a sharp-ass knife, otherwise it's going to be some real work for you. 4 minced garlic cloves, like a 1/4 cup of roughly chopped cilantro, and then just throw that into there. 2 whole lime juices, all squeezed out, fat pitches of salt, mix it up, let it chill in the fridge. Now we're going to go over to the shrimp, be seasoning it with a teaspoon of garlic powder, paprika, cumin, a little bit of chili flakes, pinch of salt and pepper. Mix that up, and then we're going for the guac. We're getting 3 avocados, cube it up, scoop it out, and give it a little mash, keep it a little chunky. 1.5 scoops of that pico into there, fat pinch of salt, and half of a lime, and taste it, and it was fire. A little bit of oil into a pan, and just sear off the shrimps. It's going to be like 1 minute and 5 seconds each side. It's going to be real quick. Take it off and just go ahead and set that to the side. Admire it. Start building tostada, guac, shrimp, sliced cabbage, pico, lime. Yes.
Now, I do have to warn you before we begin this video, if you make this rosemary salt once, you are going to be making it for the rest of your life. Now let's go. Start with 12 to 14 sprigs of rosemary, 6 to 8 sprigs of sage, strip, pick your sage. 1 1/4 cup of kosher salt going into a food processor. If you don't have a food processor, use a blender. If you don't have a blender, add your herbs. Zest of 1 lemon. By the way, this is how you zest a lemon. 3 to 4 cloves of smashed garlic. I'm gonna blend it up for like a minute. Oh my God, oh! It's the most beautiful, delicious green sand. This rosemary salt is amazing on steak, duck, chicken, veggies, pork, anything. Keep it in your fridge and store it for up to 2 weeks. Peace.
Alright, I'm back with another easy, healthy recipe. I'm gonna pair my chicken with rice, but make sure you wash your rice because look how white the water comes out. Gonna cook that. We're gonna crush up some garlic. Then we're gonna cut up some chicken. I ended up cutting 2 chicken breasts. We're gonna turn it on and then add oil. Once it's hot, you're gonna add in your garlic. Then you're gonna add your chicken. We're gonna season it with salt and pepper. While that cooks, we're gonna cut up our bell pepper. And these are the 2 simple ingredients you're gonna need to make a bomb chicken. So add in your soy sauce, then add in a lot of honey. Once the sauce got thick and it's cooked into your chicken, you're gonna take out the chicken. Into that same sauce, you're gonna add in your bell pepper. Once they are all cooked in, you can either serve them separately. I'm gonna mix it together. Serve it up and enjoy.
For this fried rice, you're gonna start with some old rice, of course, and microwave and get nice and warm. Dice up some onion and shallot, put it into a bowl, and I was not tearing up off of it. A lot of oil. Oil is crucial in this, and I done spilled it, and I could have burnt down the house. High risk, high reward, feel me? 3 eggs if you big body, 2 eggs, small 1 egg, whatever, however much protein you trying to get up. Scramble it and then set that to the side. In goes the shallots and the garlic. Get a bunch of scallions, dice them up, and add that in there. I'm heating up. In goes any leftover meat you got. Had some leftover chicken, thighs, of course. Then after the rice is nice and warm, toss it in there. I don't know who came with the idea that you should do fried rice with cold rice, but you should not. It's hella hard to break up. 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon oyster sauce, a little fat pinch of chicken bouillon thing, and then the eggs. Dice up some carrots, some peas, and we well on our way to greatness. I'm heating up. And this is a crucial part. You're going to flatten it out, turn it on high, and let it get a little crusty. That's crucial in there. Just serve it up, and you really got some fried rice. There's levels to this shit, man. Yes, sir. a French onion grilled cheese. Let's get it. All right, whole onion. Cut off the head, cut it in half, peel off the skin. You don't want the skin in there. Go thin slices, medium slices, whatever you could do, knife skills, you know. Break them all up. Over to the pan, medium heat. Add some butter in there. You're going to cook that slow, you feel me? Keep it moving. That'll take like an hour. It's going to take a pretty long time, so just be patient. While that's going, we're going to shred some cheese, some cheddar. That look like a nice little pie, so I just did a little zoom, you feel me? Over to the other one, over to the onions, salt, pepper, thyme, 4 cup, beef stock. Mix that up, keep that going, and it's going to look like this after a while. And they Gucci, you feel me? Put them into the bowl. Over to the sourdough bread with some provolone, some cheddar. Put it in the middle. Top it with the other bun. Butter up the buns, you know. Butter up the pan too. Onto there, that flip. Butter up the top bun. Make sure you get every crevice. Flip it over after golden brown. Once cheese is all melty-delty, you'll cut it in half, and that's French onion grilled cheese. Yes,
We're making barbecue sauce, but it's not a typical one. It's Alabama white barbecue sauce.
Gather up all those ingredients, good bit of mayo, apple cider vinegar, some horseradish. Typically I would use powdered mustard, but we're gonna use a little regular mustard this time because I'm out. A little garlic powder, some salt, nice little pinch of cayenne, smoked paprika.
Now, typically you also see ingredients like apple juice or maybe some lemon juice in there, but I'm out right now, you know? Quarantine life, gotta use what we got.
Anyway, give that a nice whisk until it is completely smooth. Give it a taste.
Thinking it needs a little bit of sweetness.
The honey, mix that in there.
Now, typically this is served with barbecue chicken, but also really goes good on anything.
For tonight, we got some pork. Little snack with that pork and the tortilla.
That's good eating.
Are you using box mix for your pancake? We're gonna make pancakes the old school way. Look, all right, 2 cups of flour, half a teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon baking soda, 1 tablespoon of sugar. Just give it a little whisk. 2 eggs. Whiskey business part 2. 1.5 cups of milk. Your 2 eggs, 1 tablespoon vegetable oil. Mix, but be kind to it. We want to keep those air bubbles. That looks like a pancake batter if I ever seen one. Non-stick skillet. Yes, I know it's scratched. Butter in medium heat. Just enough for a thin layer on the bottom of that pan. Wait for the pan to get hot. Apparently I lost my ladle. You can also use a measuring cup. Once your pan is hot, scoop and ladle onto your pan. Cook 2 to 3 minutes. Flip them all, and then 2 to 3 more minutes. I just really hope The Rock would be proud of this. Classic butter pat. Yes, sir. Now when I do breakfast, I do it pancake style.
We're starting with 2 basic ingredients for this, and it's Little Smokies and crescent dough. They're both pre-made, so this is about to be cake. Go ahead and start by rolling out the dough and maybe flour up your hands because it's kind of sticky. Go ahead and cut them into squares and then into 2 triangles, and then just do thirds. And then you're going to have little tapered blankies for your piggies. Now we're going to go over to the baking sheet, and we're going to put foil on that, of course, and lay them in there because fuck dishes, right? Egg wash onto there. If you extra, go ahead. Sesame seeds like me, you don't really got to. I got some kilo ones in there for my brother too, so just throw it into an oven 450, 475 for like 20 minutes till golden brown. And we're going to be making a cheese sauce to go with this. We're going to do butter, 2 tablespoons, flour, 2 tablespoons. Let that all come together. 1 cup of milk. Bring that to a simmer, all incorporated. Turn off the heat and add the cheese. Make sure you turn off the heat and just fold that in and let it melt. After 20 minutes, check on the piggies and take them out. Let me know what you're heating up. Yes.
Jalapeno salsa. 1.5 pounds of jalapenos. Torch them until completely black. Place in a bowl. You can also do this on a gas stove. Heat with the rest. Cover with foil 10 minutes. 8 cloves of garlic. Thinly slice. Saucepan. Sliced garlic. Half cup of oil. Medium heat. Cook it. Swirling occasionally until lightly toasted. Separate solids from oil. Wipe off the blackened bit. Repeat with the rest. Cut off stem. Into your blender. Seeds and all. Toasted garlic. 3 cloves of fresh garlic. Juice of 1 lemon or lime. Salt to taste. Blend until smooth. Then stream in your garlic oil. Till all it's been added to a container.
Now that right there.
Yes, sir. Jalapenos.
Damas y caballeros, siempre es un buen momento para comerse una porción del riquísimo, mega archifamoso pastel de papas.
Sí, papas, que vamos a lavar, pelar y cocinar en abundante agua con sal. Kilo y medio.
¡Relleno!
2 o 3 cebollas cortadas bien chiquititas. Pimiento rojo, verde o el que tengas. Si no tenés, no importa. Y todo junto.
¡Adentro!
¡No, mi cocina! No es indispensable, pero un caldito le viene muy bien.
Y ahora
agregamos la carne molida y condimentamos. Sal, pimentón, ají triturado.
Y llega el pimentero fachero.
Trácate, trácate.
¡Cuidado el huevo!
Estaba duro. Sí, 2 o 3 y algunas aceitunas verdes le quedan riquísimos. Mezclamos, probamos y vamos al puré. Con pizza, papa, tenedor o lo que tengas. Un poco de manteca, leche.
¿Unos huevos?
Sí, claro. Toquecito de nuez moscada y un poco de sal. Ahora tomas el tenedor y mezclas todo con energía. ¡Charán! ¡Armemos! Fuente en mantecada y una capa de puré. Arriba todo el relleno bien apretadito y saque la mano. ¡Está probando!
Se va la segunda.
Con una cuchara mojada lo dejás lisito y arriba si tenés le pones quesito. Y ya está todo cocinado, así que al horno para que quede doradito. ¡Ah, no! Probemos y... ¡Es un...
Inside perfect. Pork chops. Oh shit. What a pork chop? 1 inch thick.
Towel pat dry.
Oops. By the way, I'm going live today at 7:30 Pacific time.
10-inch skillet. 2 tablespoons of oil. Medium-high heat, brother.
Score.
And generously with salt.
Obviously.
Both sides. The pan is hot.
Sear 3 minutes. Flip.
Hell yeah, brother.
2 more minutes.
Garlic, thyme, butter, crushed.
Garlic, thyme, lots of butter, and baste.
Let that rest.
Oh, you want to see juicy, huh? This is juicy. The classic pork chop.
Today I'm going to teach you guys how to make an easy beef and broccoli. In a pan on medium heat, add 1/2 cup water, 1 cube of beef flavoring, teaspoon of garlic, tablespoon of sesame oil, 1/4 cup brown sugar, 1/2 cup soy sauce. Mix and heat to a simmer. Start some rice. I'm making 2 cups, but you can make as much as you want. Once that is simmering, add your beef and turn the heat up to medium-high. Let it cook. When that's done, add about a tablespoon of cornstarch and stir. When that's mixed in, add 1 more. Turn down your heat to medium. Add 2 heads of broccoli. Add some water if your sauce seems too thick. Cover and simmer until the broccoli is done. At this point, it should look like this. Serve over rice and enjoy.